Hello again, vinyl community. This is Matt, and in my last video, which in fact I only just uploaded, although I recorded it yesterday, I showed some of my vintage Kenwood setup that's right back here, and I mentioned that I would actually be replacing it pretty soon, and in particular the cassette deck and the amp, which have had a few issues, and the replacement amp actually arrived today. It's a Pioneer, so this could well be the kind of last little hurrah for the Kenwood. It served me pretty well. I've had it around 1.5 years, and I do like it, but as I said yesterday, I've tried cleaning it. It's really scratchy with a lot of the controls. Thankfully not the volume control, but most of the others, like the bass and treble, balance, and yeah, so I figured it was time to maybe look for a replacement, and I'd already used contact cleaner extensively on the inside of it. Didn't seem to make any difference, and so I've been looking for replacements. I really like the look of the early 80s Pioneer, the Blue Line series, and so yeah, this is our last little look at the Kenwood, possibly, depending on how the Pioneer works out. And we're now going to go and open up the Pioneer, so we've got kind of a live unboxing. So yeah, stick around and we're going to go unbox it right now. Okay, so we're here in a different part of the house to where I usually film the videos at. This is the dining room right here. Bit easier to open the box with the table right in front of me, so let's get to it. This is the Pioneer amp, hopefully. I ordered 3 items off of eBay: amp, tuner, and cassette deck. Out of the 3, the amp is the one I have the most concerns over. It was the one that was kind of the most vague in the description. Even though it looked okay from the pictures, it is supposed to be working, but it was a really good deal. All of the other amps that I found for this particular model were going for like 150 bucks. I got this for 90, and that included shipping, so a pretty good deal. So we'll see. It might take a minute or two to open. I forget the model number, to be absolutely honest with you. I will of course read it out once I've found it. This is kind of exciting. I haven't opened a new piece of, or new to me, piece of stereo equipment for quite a long time. And this got to me really quickly. I only ordered it like, geez, I want to say like Monday or something, and it's Friday right now, and it actually came yesterday. I think it came from California, which is where I live, so maybe that explains how it was so quick. Okay, let's see. Okay, we've got a lot of foam padding in here, so hopefully that's a good thing. A couple of big inserts of some kind. Yeah, there's a whole ton of this this black foam stuff, and quite a lot of white stuff in here too. So hopefully that's a good sign. It means the seller packaged it reasonably well, and it's been well protected. That's always a little bit of the danger when you're ordering from eBay or anywhere online, especially if it's used. You just don't know for sure what you're going to get. I mean, you haven't been able to inspect it beforehand. You haven't been able to pick it up, and obviously you haven't been able to plug it in and test it out. You know, and I've had a little bit of hit or miss or bad luck on eBay over the years. For the most part, it's been good. I did last year purchase a turntable, a Hitachi turntable that turned out to be completely defective. Fortunately, the seller gave me a complete refund, didn't even want the turntable back. But yeah, which was too bad. It was a vintage 70s one. It was beautiful. At least I thought it was going to be. But when I got it, the bottom was kind of caved in. It was a direct drive. The motor wasn't working properly. Kept starting and stopping. And I tried to get it working, but in the end, I just had to give up and admit defeat and email the seller and say, I'm sorry, but you want me to ship this back or what? And he said, no, just keep it and whatever. And gave me a complete refund. So I'm gonna lift this out now. Okay. Here we go. Looks like we've got some kind of envelope. I don't know if there's anything in it. Nope. I guess it was just in there for a little extra padding. I thought maybe there was going to be like an invoice or a packing slip or instruction manual or something. But okay. So it's well wrapped up. It's good. At a glance, it looks good. In none of the photos on eBay was this switched on, but again the description said that it was fully functional. And I'd actually sent the seller a message and said, can I just confirm that it's not too badly scratched or dented, because he'd said that there were some minor dents or scratches, and I looked over the photos pretty extensively and closely. I could see a few scratches on the faceplate. It didn't seem to be anything too major. I could see a little dent on the top, which won't be noticeable once I have it in my rack over there. And I thought I can live with that. If there's no dents on the actual metallic faceplate itself, then we're good. But that's fine. The guy hadn't gone back to me. I mean, I'd only left it a couple of hours maybe, and it got to the point where I thought, this is such a good deal. I'm just gonna take a risk and buy it, because, like I said, it was really half the price, because all those ones that were $150 for the same model, I think that was without shipping, whereas this was like $90 including shipping. In fact, I think it was free shipping. Okay, let's see how we're going to get this out of here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, actually I don't see dents in the top of it. It's actually in really nice condition. I'm very pleasantly surprised. I mean, like I said, I did kind of scrutinize the photos, so it looked good, but the buttons look intact. Paddle switches look good. Beautiful, beautiful. And so I can now tell you that the model is an SA-510. I just checked the front of it. I couldn't remember what the model was. Again, it's part of Pioneer's Blue Line series. I believe this is from 1982. This was really the last gasp, in a way, of this sort of metallic face look that had been so common in the 70s. You don't find much after this, not just by Pioneer but by any manufacturer. You don't tend to find so much after this at all. It all switched to the black plastic look, which I get it. It was cheaper. Cost is everything, right? And presumably by manufacturing amps and other audio equipment more cheaply, they were able to sell them more cheaply. But I just love the metallic look. And what I like about the Blue Line series, and it's called Blue Line for a reason, the display here should be a nice fluorescent display with digital VU meters. And in fact, of course, the Kenwood amp that I have now doesn't have any VU meters, analog or digital. The cassette deck that I'm waiting on is also a Pioneer, also Blue Line. That's a little bit of an unusual model, actually, the cassette deck. It's I'm going to get this wrong. I forget the exact model number. It's a something 555. And I had a real hard time finding any more of them. I couldn't find any more on eBay except for the one that I bought. Not much information online either. If you go on YouTube, you can find demos of a lot of Pioneer tape decks of that time, except for that one, for whatever reason. Yeah, it should all complement everything very well. The other nice thing is that these aren't as tall as the Kenwoods that I have. So I'm hoping that it will either let me fit a little more equipment in there, maybe like a graphic equalizer. I'd love to get a reel-to-reel, a Pioneer reel-to-reel. They are very expensive. As I mentioned in I think my very first video, my wife and I have a baby on the way, so the reel-to-reel might have to go on the back burner a little bit there. So anyway, I'm going to go try and hook this up, and we'll see if it works in just a few minutes. Alright, thanks guys. Well, here it is, and I have to say, it's pretty fantastic. I got it all hooked up. It's working beautifully. The funny thing is it's really loud, which is interesting because it's actually rated at a lower wattage than the Kenwood was. I think the Kenwood was 40 or 45 watts per channel. This is supposed to be 33, I think. But honestly, if I turn right now, it's at like half out of 10. If I just turn it up to a 1, which is like 2 notches, so in order to really see the LED meters, so I don't wake anybody up in the house, I'll turn the speakers off, and then I can start pumping this up a little bit. There we go. And now we can see that going. Pretty cool, huh? Real thing of beauty, that is. I did hook up the tuner and the cassette, even though I have replacements on the way, but of course I wanted to test all of the inputs for the amp, and they work great. Obviously got the phono hooked up as well. Let's just go ahead and turn this down a bit. And actually what's playing right now is an 8-track. This was an 8-track that I got recently, and I hadn't tested it yet. I got it online. It had been in my little box up here. That's where I keep all the records that still need to be cleaned. Cassettes I haven't gone through yet, or 8-tracks or whatever. So this amp or 8-track had been sat in there, and I thought, oh great, this is a great time to test it out. Sounding good. I've just had the Eagles Hotel California going, and you know what, let's start this over. Okay. Switch it on to phono. Oops, there we go. There we go. And this sounds good. It really does. Again, we're in. I don't have the volume up loud. I did pump it up to about number 1, which is going to be too loud in a second, I'm sure, once the song really kicks in. So you can see the VU meter is just barely going here. But once the beat kicks in, the VU meter should really start moving. And yeah, it's got all the pretty standard options. Loudness on off. I'm not exactly sure what this subsonic does. Here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. But one thing that's definitely a nice change already from the Kenwood is that I'm not getting scratchiness when I adjust the treble or adjust the balance. It's very smooth. Sounds good. Barely any scratchiness at all. which is really nice. Of course, this is a newer unit than the Kenwood. I mean, the Kenwood was probably, let me think, 77 or 78 maybe, I think that came out, something like that. Whereas this Pioneer SA-510, this came out in 82, so it's probably got around 5 years on the Kenwood, 5 fewer years on the Kenwood. So probably the capacitors are in better condition and so on. Probably the engineering's a little better as well, you know, it's a little modern, so that would make sense, a little more modern. But yeah, so I'm really pleased with this so far. I'm gonna keep playing around with it, let it play for a little while probably, make sure it holds up alright, and yeah, once the tuner arrives, once the new cassette arrives, I'll be switching these out, which is going to be a little bit of a hassle. It was kind of a hassle switching the old Kenwood out, to be honest, because the socket, the wall socket, sits behind the cube here, so I had to pull records out to get to it and so on, but no problem, it's done now. And yeah, alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to subscribe, leave any comments, and until next time, thanks.